assessment module, the tool you will use for the final assessment and production is called Ewalk. You should be logging into the Ewalk tool using your project Gmail address and the password associated with it. We recommend that you first log into your project Gmail account and then sign in to the Ewalk tool. Due to confidentiality purposes, we won't be using the Ewalk rating tool for the demo tasks in this video. Instead, we'll be using a survey format where we will go through the flags and ratings for each given task. Search Ads Evaluation is the main task type for the Aztec Ads project. Knowing this task type will help you understand other task types as they are assigned to you on the project. It's crucial to build a good understanding of the instructions so you can become a successful rater with Aztec Ads. The Search Ads task type is divided into 4 main rating categories for each of 2 rating types: Ad Creative or AC rating, and Landing Page or LP rating. These categories go from very promising or satisfaction likely as the best result for a given query to very unpromising or dissatisfaction likely for the worst results. As important as the categories are, your response will be given on a slider from -100 to 100. This means you will indicate the quality of an ad or landing page not just by the category or flag selected, but by where you have placed the marker in the rating scale. Click on the number ranges here for a refresher on the corresponding ratings. For more information on how to approach the guidelines and rating on a scale, please check out the Aztec Ads Consolidated Coaching Material document found in the Document section of the Appen Global project tile. In the next few sections, we will go over each rating category and walk you through some examples from each of those categories. First, let's talk about the very positive rating category. Very promising and satisfaction likely are the highest rating categories for search ads and are given for ad creatives and landing pages, respectively. Here are some traits that an ad creative or landing page should have in order to get very positive ratings, between 51 and 100. It offers exactly or almost exactly what the user is looking for in the query. No further navigation is needed to find what the user intended. The result points to the exact product or store mentioned by the user in the query. Here's an example of a task where the AC and LP are rated very promising and satisfaction likely. The query is for IHOP menu. We know this is a popular pancake restaurant, but if you're not familiar with the query, it's important to always research it before moving on to the rating portion of the task. The query should not receive any flags. When we see the ad creative, it looks like it will lead the user to exactly what he or she was looking for. Since this is the official IHOP restaurant website and the menu subpage, this should be given the navigational bullseye flag. Note that if the ad had been for the IHOP menu from a third-party website such as Yelp, this would not trigger the navigational bullseye flag. Only use this when the user is taken to the official page and subpage where they've indicated they wanted to go. When we move to the rating of the ad creative, we already know that this is a great result to show the user, and rate it as the top of the very promising scale between 75 and 100. The landing page takes the user straight to the menu section of the website, and we can therefore go back to the rating tool and again apply the navigational bullseye flag for the landing page, just as we did with the ad creative. The landing page would also then be given the highest rating of satisfaction likely, between 75 and 100, as this is a very good result to show the user. Next, we have the somewhat positive rating category. Somewhat promising and satisfaction possible are the second to highest ratings possible for ad creatives and landing pages. The ratings very promising or somewhat promising both indicate that the result will lead to a positive experience for the user. Only results that bring the user closer to their intent will be given a rating in one of these categories. Below are some traits that ad creatives and landing pages should have in order for them to get the somewhat positive ratings, which are between 1 and 50. For the queries where the user searches for a specific product and the ad is for a store where this product can be purchased, but the ad doesn't mention the product specifically. The result is close to the user intent, but some navigation or site search is needed to find the desired product, service, or information. The advertiser offers a plausible substitute, which is a very similar product or service that the user was looking for, but from a different brand. This would be rated positively. Here is an example of a task where the AC and LP were rated somewhat promising and satisfaction possible. The query is Ford warranty. There are no apparent issues with this query, and although it might seem clear what the user is intending, it can still be beneficial to research the query in Google search. When you access the search page, you can tell there are a lot of relevant articles related to this query that would most likely be of interest for the user to access. Let's keep this in mind as we go back to the rating tool. Back at the rating tool, there are no flags that would apply, and so we move on to the Ad Creative. The AC is for Ford's official website. The additional features of the ad show that there are a lot of actions the user can take, but it doesn't seem to lead the user straight to the warranty section of the website, and should therefore not receive a navigational bullseye flag or any other flag. On the rating options for the ad, we have to weigh the positive elements with the negative elements and come up with a rating we believe is suitable for this ad in relation to the query and user intent. Since the search page triggered a lot of good results for the user related to his or her warranty question, the ad is not necessarily as good as some of these results. However, the ad is for the official page of Ford, which the query is about, and we can make the assumption that the user would be able to find the information they're looking for on the website. We still consider this a positive result, as it leads the user to the official Ford page, but we place the marker on the slider at the very bottom of the somewhat promising range, around 1 to 25, as the search page the user is on has a lot of useful links that might be even better. When you're taken to the landing page, we can easily navigate to the warranty section through the Owner tab. A search on the site also gives several useful results related to warranty which the user would most likely find interesting. No flags are necessary for the LP, and so we can move to the LP rating page. Since we weren't led to the warranty section of the Ford website, but the process of getting there is easy, we consider this a positive experience and rate it satisfaction possible. In this case, we would place the slider higher up on that rating scale, around 26 to 50, since the information was easy to find in a search. Now, let's talk about the somewhat negative rating categories. Somewhat unpromising and dissatisfaction possible are the minimal negative rating categories for ad creatives and landing pages, where the rating range goes from -50 to -1. Advertisers tend to get this rating when they have these traits. The advertiser does not offer what the user is looking for, but instead offers something related enough that some users might find it interesting. Be aware that the client accepts a wide range of results as related, so be very certain that the ad has absolutely no connection to the query before rating it anything lower than -50. It takes the user a complicated process to find their intended service, product, or information, like accessing third-party websites through the LP. The result is another search engine, and the user would neither move closer nor further away from their goal. Please remember that in order for an ad to get a positive rating, it has to take the user closer to their goal, or else it should get a negative rating. Here is an example of a task where the AC and LP were rated somewhat unpromising and dissatisfaction possible. The query is Houston honey. Looking at the search results, we see that the user intent is to locate producers or sellers of honey in the Houston area. None of the query flags are applicable here, so we can move on to the next section. In this section, we are to evaluate the given ad creative. The AC is for Austin Honey Company and offers bees for sale. No flags seem to apply to this ad creative, so we can move on to the next section. In this section, we will evaluate the ad creative rating. Since the location is specified in the query, it is clear that the user is looking for honey in the Houston area, and a result from a different location is most likely not of interest to the user. As seen when researching the desired location compared to the advertiser's location, the cities are not that close to each other, which would be a negative for the user when seeing this AC in their search result. However, the AC is also indicating that customers can have their products shipped, which could be positive for the user. In addition to the location mismatch, the AC is offering bees for sale, and the user is interested in honey. However, there is some connection, and we can assume that some users would still find this interesting based on the query. We therefore rate this somewhat unpromising, but will place the marker on the low end, around -45, to indicate that this is a poor result to show the user. For more details about how to go about rating tasks with regards to location, please check out the section When Location Matters in the Consolidated Coaching Material document. In this section, we are to evaluate the landing page. After clicking on the link, you can see that the LP is for Austin Honey Company, as expected. No flags will apply for the LP, so we can move on to the rating page. Upon searching through the landing page, we can see that this company provides online and local sale of honey and bees. To purchase online, one would have to access a third-party site, Etsy, which adds extra steps for users interested in having honey shipped to Houston. The result would not lead the user closer to their goal, but it could still be of interest to some users as it is related to their query. By offering online sales and being at a distance, some people interested in local honey production might be willing to travel. This landing page earns a dissatisfaction possible rating, with a score between -50 and -1. Finally, we will be talking about the very negative rating category. Very unpromising and dissatisfaction likely are the most negative rating categories for ad creatives and landing pages, where the rating range goes from -100 to -51. For results deserving the lowest rating, you can look for these traits. Ads and landing pages that have no logical connection to the query. Indications of the advertiser being scammy or machine-generated ads that are so poorly made it would be a distraction for the user. Pages that load but are unusable. Please be careful not to confuse the unusable pages with error did not load flagged pages. For more details about what kind of landing pages fall under the error did not load categories, please review that section in the guidelines. Here's an example of a task where the AC and LP were rated very unpromising and dissatisfaction likely. The query here is yogurt. By clicking on the yogurt search link, you can see the intent may be to find a yogurt shop, learn more about yogurt, or some other possible shopping intent. None of the flags apply to the query, so we can move forward to the next page. In this section, we are to evaluate the given ad creative. The ad creative shows a yoga studio, which is clearly not an intent seen on the search results page and not what the user was looking for. No flags apply to the ad creative, so we go to the AC rating page. Looking at the ad, you can see that there's absolutely no connection between the query and the AC, other than a weak partial keyword match. Since there's no chance the user will find this AC helpful, we will rate it in the -100 to -51 range for being very unpromising. Next, let's look at the landing page. The landing page again ignores the user intent to find or learn about yogurt. It instead takes the user to a yoga studio. No flags apply to the landing page, so we can click to the next page. Since the landing page has nothing to do with the user's possible intent, this would lead to a very bad user experience. The rating for the LP would be in the -100 to -51 range for dissatisfaction likely due to this lack of connection to the query. Now that we have gone through all the different rating categories for the search ads task type, let's try some knowledge checks. In the next few sections, we will give you opportunity to work through the tasks by yourself first, before we provide the answers. The first knowledge check query is go-kart for sale. Please take a moment to decide which flag, if any, applies to the query. Click the arrow when ready. Now that we have gone through all the different rating categories for the search ads task type, let's try some knowledge checks. In the next few sections, we will give you opportunity to work through the tasks by yourself first, before we provide the answers. The first knowledge check query is go-kart for sale. Please take a moment to decide which flag, if any, applies to the query. Click the arrow when ready. Now that we have gone through all the different rating categories, the next knowledge check query is fix broken iPhone screen. Let's take a look at the search results. Do any flags apply to this query? The next knowledge check query is Weed Eater tickets. Let's take a look at the results here. Review which flag, if any, applies to the query. This concludes our demonstration of rating tasks of the search ads evaluation type. We hope you found this module helpful.